Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Um, I just wanted to make a quick video on XRP. Um, Obviously, because of the price. If you could look to your right, you will see. I mean, I have it on the monthly. You can kind of see it, but it's up 37% for the month. A good chunk of it happening just today, as you can see here. 19, almost 20% move against the US dollar, bringing it over a dollar, about 17.5% against Bitcoin. Although very exciting, I just want to bring people a word of caution, and I think in this video I'm going to also show kind of a realistic price point for XRP. When we navigate further into the cycle, when Bitcoin it closes above the 20-week average, there's a lot of things that we need to check off before we get too excited. So this is XRP against Bitcoin zoomed out, right? We are here, okay. Like we have a long way to go until we get to the upper bounds of the chart, which is essentially where we want to be, at the very least up here at maybe like 10,000 satoshis, or 23,000 satoshis. And just to get just to bring to light, what does that mean, 23,000 satoshis? Because as much as I'd like to talk about Bitcoin ratios, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around Bitcoin ratios, because we deal with fiat currencies every day. It's a lot easier to ascertain what that means in terms of dollars. And so with that calculation, and say 23,000 satoshis at $47,000, if we round up, that's $10, that's $11 almost, 10.97, if XRP were to move to that price point today. So that's something that's given, right? There's no guarantee that we'll reach these upper bounds of the charts, but this is obviously one of the targets that we think might happen during this cycle, as it has happened before. It might be something to assume that maybe we don't go to the upper bounds of the chart. If we reference perhaps Litecoin as an example, you notice, like, if I flip it to the weekly, because it's hard to see the entire chart, you can see that the trend is going down, right? The highs are getting lower, every time it moves up, and because of that, just from natural volatility, like lessened volatility, price swings get further and further constricted. So with that said, we have a long way to go. We have a very long way to go. From where we are right now to the top, that's about almost 1,000% move, an 11x. So with that said, and this is against Bitcoin, okay? So again, long way to go, long way to go. What could be an interesting price target for XRP? We would want to look at the monthly. Okay, I have our distance to the moving average indicator set here. I also have the 20-month moving average set here as well. And so as you can see, the two peaks that we've had, and those peaks correspond to this and to this, put in about 1,000% move above the 20-month moving average, and the second peak about 981. So one thing to consider is that I don't think we'll have another 1,000% move above the 20-month moving average, as much as I would like to. Um, oh, look, it's now at $1 too. It's really moving up right now. It's pretty crazy. But if we assume maybe a 700% move above the 20-month moving average, well, where does that take us? Currently, because the 20-month is a lagging indicator, if we look at what 700% move above the 20-month moving average looks like right now, that's about a $4.25 move. That brings us to roughly just above the prior all-time high of XRP, which I think we will surpass, right? Something to note is that XRP moves very quickly when it does move, right? This happens in a span of 3 months. Okay, 1 month of 284% move, the following month 150, and the month after that 374. So with that said, you can see that the 20-month moving average, because of those 3 months, really starts moving. Okay, really starts moving. So with that said, the current trend for the 20 months is kind of like this. Like this is what it's trending up to be. I suspect it's gonna when XRP does move, this moving average is probably gonna move up with it. In which case we can take a look at that when the time comes. But let's say given with the information that we have right now, the trend looks like this. You know, I honestly think it's going to be a little steeper when it starts moving, obviously. But say down the line, it's August. The month of August is now. Let's look at what the end like February looks like. So the 20-month moving average, if the trend continues the way it is, it's going to be about 87 cents. And a 700% move from here would bring it to roughly $7.26, which I think is pretty reasonable. I've seen moves, people calling for moves of like $27, which would call it like a 2,700% move. And definitely we will see, right? We will see how that works out, especially when the move starts kicking in. All I'm trying to say here is that this is pretty a daunting task, right? I mean, like this, it obviously doesn't, replicate what this move was, which was 62,000%. Even to the first peak, let's say, as an example, it's about 4,000, 4,500% move. So that move could be on the cards later down the line. But I think the important part here is to kind of wait and see, right? Wait and see. You see that XRP is really moving right now. Let's get it. Let's get a move on. Let's have some patience in regards to this. Another way to measure the metric, and which is what I would use to support the argument of a $27 XRP, is by using the Bitcoin ratio, right? If we think as an example that the XRP will get back to about 23,000 satoshis, and assume at that point that Bitcoin might be at, let's say, $70,000, well, that would bring the price to about $16, right? And the higher that Bitcoin goes, and we keep that same ratio, obviously the dollar comes back up into play. So keep that in mind, folks. If 23,000 satoshis has a really crazy price range at 23,000 satoshis and Bitcoin's at $100,000, that's a $23 XRP. So this is why I think maybe $27 isn't necessarily a sure bet. I mean, nothing is, right? Nothing is a sure bet, but you would have to have XRP come back to 23,000 satoshis at the same time Bitcoin is at $100,000, and that's only getting to $23, right? Bitcoin would probably have to be at $120,000, and XRP being at 23,000 satoshis in order for Bitcoin to sorry XRP to be valued at about $27, I believe. Let me just do that quick calculation here. 23,000 satoshis multiplied by 120. Yeah, $27.60, and it's right on the money of that. So, as great as that would be, a lot of things have to go right for the asset. And I don't think we should be talking about a $27 XRP when we haven't even exited out of the buy region that XRP has been in for several months, right? It's been ever since December of 2020, the end of the year, since we've been in this range. So with that said, don't count your chickens before they hatch. I still have my XRP position. I've been holding it this entire time. And I think now, like, I've been up, but obviously not as high as I would like it to be. I would like to be selling at these areas here. But with that said, I'll probably revisit XRP in a few weeks or whatever and see how the price goes. If this continues on, then this could be the move that we've been waiting for. But keep in mind that there's things that we need to check off in order for to allow XRP to move like this. One of the things is that Bitcoin needs to be above the 20-week moving average, and right now it is. It is above the 20-week moving average. It's about roughly 6% above, but we haven't yet had a close above the 20-week moving average yet. So let us wait until Bitcoin closes above the 20-week moving average. So we'll revisit in about a week, or four days rather. And then from there, we'll take a look at we'll take a look at Bitcoin, and then if that box has been checked, then I'll start probably getting pretty bullish on XRP. Would I be loading up on my position? Probably not. I already have a pretty decent size XRP that I'm comfortable with to have in my portfolio. And because of that, I'm probably just going to let this ride. Again, referencing the 20-month moving average, as of right now, the price would allow something to be about like $4.25. This moving average, 20-month moving average, is on the rise. So I would say, okay, if this is the only XRP video you're going to be watching from me, say down the line, I don't know, like 3 months from now, XRP is popping off. It's putting in 200% moves a month for 3 months or rather. And you see the distance to the moving average from XRP to the 20-month moving average be about like 700%. I would consider taking profits there, like regardless where the price is. If it's at $6 or $12, if it's like 800, 700, 800% above the 20-month moving average, at least take some profits, which is probably what I would be doing at that point. You can do what you want, but if this is the only XRP video you're going to be watching from me, and you're wondering what I might be doing at that point, I would be selling. In fact, I'd probably be selling a lot by that point. But you can obviously hold off and wait, because obviously as we got to 1,000% above the 20-month moving average, we came back down, or not really, we kind of just moved sideways. Against Bitcoin, we came back down, as you can see, but against the US dollar, we just kind of moved sideways until the next pump, which was at the macro peak of Bitcoin, which brought it back to about 981% above the 20-month moving average, and then we got into a bear market. So you can definitely hold and wait and hope for a second peak, a second higher peak. But for me, I'd probably be, grateful that I was able to be a part of, this swing move of XRP, bringing it back into the upper bounds of the chart, and take my gains from there and call it a day. If it came back down to the buy region between and Bitcoin isn't yet at a macro peak, I would consider throwing some chump change in there again and let it ride again. That might be a risk that I'd be willing to take, but for now, I think what we have to wait for is a close above the 20-week moving average, and then from there, monitor how XRP is doing. If it's putting like 20% moves a week, then that's something to be really, really excited about. Because like, as you could see, we've been faked out before, right? Like this period from March 22nd to the week of April 12th, we were putting a 20% week, an 8% week, followed by an 11% week, followed by 100% week, followed by like a 11% week. Like that was a really good like 5 weeks, and then we came back down, right? So this could be another fake out. I'm skeptical at best, and would like to see Bitcoin close above the 20-week moving average first, and kind of see XRP exit out of the buy region and kind of close above this line of previous resistance for XRP, and at that point I'll be quite happy. A second line would probably be somewhere like here, where we wick to on November 23rd. But once we get into the kind of no man's land of the chart, I think momentum is up, and the path of least resistance would be up at that point. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.